Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Mad Capper and this is another video on Raid Shadow Legends. We got a lot to talk about today. I don't have any specific content that I was going to do today, but I did want to get a video out there just to make sure that I'm keeping videos coming regularly on the channel. You know I'm not giving up on this. I do want to do this. It's fun for me. It helps make the game more fun for me, especially in that downtime when I'm down on energy and down on content to provide. I can just do one of these, go through some stuff, and it helps make the game interesting for myself as well as hopefully for those of you that watch. So first thing we want to talk about, let's talk about the news. Let's talk about my bald-headed brethren, StewGaming, getting some love. As you can see here, he has been showcased as the first content provider possibly in any game that I can remember in recent times that is being showcased by the game in the game. And so it's an opportunity for us to win. At the time of making this video, I believe he was already at 50,000. He was certainly over 40,000, maybe close to 50,000. I did already get the 100 energy. I did already get the 2-star chickens. Sorry, the 3-star chickens, and I used them. And I haven't gotten the rare skill tomes yet, but honestly, here's my one beef, my one little baby beef. And I guess the fact of the matter is this is a new player guide, so they're asking new players to go visit. So maybe in that respect, the rare skill tomes are good. But here's the deal. Epic and legendary skill tomes are good for everyone. Rares are only good for new players. I have so many rare skill tomes, it's driving me crazy. But I do want to say, I have interacted a lot. I spend a lot of time on Twitch. I watch a lot of YouTube. I do spend a lot of time interacting and viewing and having a lot of fun with a lot of great content providers for Raid Shadow Legends, and StewGaming is among the best. He is very accessible, he is very open, he's very willing to help, from the smallest player to the great, to the whales. He'll just log into your account, he'll help you out, he'll help you grow your account and give you some good direction on where to go, be it with the dungeon, clan boss, those sort of things. So absolutely ecstatic for StewGaming. I hope we get to see some of the other amazing content providers out there getting showcased as well, because I think there's probably, 5 or 10 of them maybe. Let's say 5. I'm gonna give it a 5 number of people that I can say in my head that also deserve this kind of recognition and love, that they are well known in the community. They're offering strong content over an extended period of time. They're being very helpful to grow the game, and they're doing it for the love of the game, not for some kind of money. So that's awesome to see. I'm glad that they're doing this. I hope they keep doing it with some of the other content providers out there. I'm a small fish. I know I'm not going to be one of them, but it's still nice to see when some of the other content providers are getting that kind of recognition in the game. Secondly, let's go over the events now. I had actually originally filmed this yesterday, and I got a little tired filming, so the end of it didn't work really well for me, and I don't want to do any editing right now because my editing software is glitching on me a little bit. So I'm trying to do one takes on these. And so I tried to redo it this morning. The problem is right here I have this nice big window, and it looked like a whitewash, and I was wearing a white shirt, and it made it look just ridiculous. So I got out of that, and tonight we're gonna try 3, and now I've actually filled this up. I've been going hard all day leveling champions to see if I can even come within shooting distance of the number 1 in my group. I am not fortunate in that I did not get one of the easy groups, soft toss groups. I have a very difficult group to compete against, and I am 3rd. I've been stuck in 3rd forever, and I don't think I'm going to be able to catch him. I've been grinding really hard here, and I am at 34,000, but as you can see, that's 11,000, and what about 14,000 away from the top 2. But I have put a nice little gap between me and 4th, because I really 100 gems not really going to do it for me, whereas Relentless gear, I'll take it because I want Relentless gear. I want to build out some of the champions that use that, dedicated to using Relentless gear. I have a Vrast that I use in Faction Wars. I have a Whisper that I'd like to start inserting into some of my teams, so I want to get them adequately geared. So that's a good news piece for me. Also, the Dragon tournament, I did do an initial run of Dragon. I am in 1st, although it was much further ahead in 1st at the time. I don't suspect I'll relinquish this. I suspect that tomorrow morning I will be in the same position, but you never know. Someone could go hard. But having that early lead gives me a little bit of buffer to be able to do the other tournaments, see what I can do there. To be honest with you, I am probably in the champion training event tournament. I'm probably going to lay off a bit after today. and focus more on the Dragon Tournament, because that's going to get me some gear. I don't have any champions left that I need to 6-star. I just 6-starred Kalia. That's the level I'm at. I'm going to also 6-star Atur or Atur, the partner, her boyfriend or partner, I don't know. They don't tell me the backstories, but the one that has that shared ability. And the reason is I want to do a series on some of the partners that I have and show you their shared abilities in action and see if they're worth it for stuff like faction wars where you can put them together. Anyway, so that's the last one I'm going to do until I start pulling some shards. Will I start pulling shards for the Champion Chase tournament? Probably not. I haven't really been enticed by the deals to spend, so I don't have a whole lot of shards. The next 2 times will probably be sacred. I only have 1. I only have 10 and 2 void shards, so I don't. And even this, I'm down like 500 mystery, 600 mystery shards burning for this event, and I just don't feel like there's a realistic point for me to start pulling shards. I'd rather get the next champion I'm gonna use rather than to get the next, the next tournament that I probably won't win, especially when it comes to shard pulling, because I don't pull that much. So that's my thought on that. It did get me the events going all day because Dungeon Divers is on any artifact, so campaign also gives it. I have made a lot. I was actually up to 9k, 9 million silver. I drained myself down to 1 million. I was back up to 6, and I'm down to 3.8 again. So I've probably made 20 million silver since in the last 24 hours, and I've burnt it all. I should stop doing that because I just, there's an artifact enhancement event coming soon. They seem to be rotating these pretty frequently. But if you are not participating in the champion tournament, hold on. Do not fear. Use the Dragon Tournament, and don't think you need the Dragon Tournament to finish this. Do not think you need the campaign to finish this if you're not going hard for that event, because if memory serves me correctly, the last time they did a Dungeon Divers event, they did do 2 different dungeons, and that means that either the Fire Knight or the Spider is probably next. And it's been a while since I've seen the Spider. I think it's next in the rotation if they keep the rotation. So you should be able to easily get this by just running the dragon as best you can, and then running through spiders. You'll get some amazing gear that you need, that's end game gear, and you'll be able to participate. The last thing I want to go through is the offers. Now, the reason why I have to bow out of the championship training event, aside from the fact that I don't have a whole lot of new champions that I want to 6-star, other than, of course, I mentioned Atur, I believe his name is, and I just did Kalia. I probably want to do Harvest Jack. He's the last legendary I have that's not a 6-star. So I'll probably do him. He's actually useful in Arena and Faction Wars. So I might do him. I'm just going to slow play it a bit. Just enough to keep myself in 3rd as opposed to going hard. Anyway, and the other thing is I didn't have energy. Now, I actually can't show you the energy pack. I bought them. It's the special progress pack, I believe they're called, and it gives you 1,500 energy. It gives you 15 refills. It gives you, I believe it's 800 gems or 700 gems and 1.5 million silver, something to that effect. I do remember that it was well worth it, and I bought all 3 of them. It gave me some energy to be able to do the dragon and run all day today on my day off and run through the event. So that was a really good one. If you're looking for energy, that's probably the best use of money, is energy packs. It's the most universally useful. End game players that may not need champions probably won't want shards. Early game players may not see the value in bottles, but you can save those bottles, get the instant energy right away. That's 1,500 energy no matter what level you are, and it helps everyone all down the line. The Conqueror pack. So this is the $20, $21 Canadian. It's $14.99 US. This is the 3rd one. I did yesterday receive the level 4 one, and I don't like it. Unfortunately, I can't even share it. It's on my phone, not on my PC, so I can't show you what it looked like. But I feel like it had a 3rd ancient shard. It had an extra XP boost and chicken, I believe. But it really skimped out on the energy and the arena tokens. So I was a little bit disappointed by seeing what it was offering compared to this one for $5 more. And I would say, stick to the lower packs. I think the $5 and $10 ones are great value. The $15 one is good value, but diminishing. And this is and if you get to the $20 one, or $27.99, I think it is Canadian, it's just even less value. If you have money, you plan to spend the game, this might be the way to go. Although this particular set, I would argue, is late game. If you're late game, you probably wouldn't need this set. It does give you a 15% shield as well as speed. Oh, this is the life one. Honestly, I don't find these worth it anyway. I don't find this set to be particularly appealing. It runs the risk of you getting frozen by Torment in battles. The 15% shield is great, but honestly, boy, if you're using 6-star epic gear and you're gearing out a champion that late game type of looking champion, you've probably already got good enough gear to get them through the dungeon anyway. So is the shield really the difference maker? And it's going to be 0 difference maker in the clan boss. So energy is next to nothing. Purchasing 5 of them, to me, not very worth it. The only one that might be worth it is the lifesteal, because it can help your early game farmer really get ahead, and it'll really give you a significant boost in your gameplay ability. And now we need to talk about this one, this bad boy here. I've seen 2 versions of it. This is probably the more sought after version, I would argue. This would be $19.99 US, and it's 400 energy. It's a drop in the bucket. 700k silver, drop in the bucket. But these babies right here, 5-star haste, 3 5-star haste glyphs, and you can buy 5 of them. These things are the most sought after endgame champion, probably drops of any kind in the game. The ability to alter the speed to either speed tune for clan boss or just get that extra speed so that you can outpace the opponents, especially in Platinum Arena. This allows you so much more flexibility on your champion. The problem I have with it is this can be 1-star or 5-star. So can you imagine I spend $27.99 times 5. I have the worst luck in the world, and I end up with 15 glyphs that are 1-star. So that gives me 15 total speed over depending on how many speed substats I have on my champions, over 3, 4, 5 champions. That would be an absolute heartbreak for spending $100 US just for that. I won't buy these. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it really talks to me as an end game worthy purchase. I think that, when you look at this $27.99, those the special progress packs were 35 Canadian, which is probably 25 American. So for $5 extra, you can get energy, and you can get refills, and you can get gems, and you can get silver. That's going to help you everywhere. That's where the money, I think, value lies. This here, boy, if you have so much disposable income that you don't care, then drop it. Buy them. Doesn't matter. I do like these, however. I won't buy them. I don't think they're worth it, but I do like them being added into the game. And here's why. The people who are going to buy this are typically the whales. Now, everyone seems to think there's a pay-to-win structure in this game, but what are you winning? What in this game is for win? I will tell you right now, the arena, maybe you could argue this might get you platinum, but all platinum rewards are the same from 1 to 300. Bragging rights are coming in first, you could argue. Being a consistent top 10 player, they've been doing it without these glyphs. I don't think that these glyphs can make a game-changing difference. And honestly, the arena isn't the primary focus of this game for most people, including myself. And even people who are in the Platinum Arena in the end game, that's not their focus. They're just there as another way to flex their account, right? It's about their account, it's about their champions, it's about the gear they've gotten, it's about their ability to quad roll, crit rate on a crit damage, 6-star gloves, right? It's those sort of things that get you into those tiers, and that just happens from over time. Over time, you get that stuff. This is going to add a little bit of a shortcut, but not near enough. And here's the worst part is, if you have subpar gear that you're putting this on, you're wasting this even more, so it's even more detrimental. So hey, if the whales want to buy this to help support the money in the game, and so the bottom line looks good for Plarium, so maybe they can offer more of those really good offers, like I like the daily progression, I like the daily gem pack, I think that's got great value. If they keep bringing those in and they're able to mix them up with stuff like this is complete whale content. Excellent. That to me makes me happy, because I don't think there's a single person in this game that buys 5 of these and throws on a champion that's going to ruin my playability of the game. And if it can help me in the game because it makes Plarium money, and so they can offer all these other budget and good value packs, and at the same time the whales think they're getting an amazing deal, the big spenders are getting this, have at her champs. So I'm pro this, but I certainly won't buy it myself. I certainly don't recommend it. So I think that's about all I got for the day. We are still waiting for 1.13 to come out. Everyone, the rumors are saying it is going to be next week. I've been in several different streams where the content providers have mentioned next week, probably looking at next week. It all depends on their submission process. They have to submit it to Apple and to Google for approval before they can officially release it. So that takes time. And, let's just hold on, see what happens. I do plan on updating a Unkillable 2.0 video when that comes out so that you can see what kind of damage and what kind of champions you can put together post nerf to still be able to hit your Ultra Nightmare clan boss. And you won't be able to 2-key it right away, probably 4-key it, but I have some options, opportunities, and ideas that's going to retool the team to be able to 3 and 2-key it, even though you're getting that 50 turn threshold, which is really 51 turns, because the 50th turn, the 51st turn, he'll stun the clan boss. So with the stun, it means you get 4 champions will get an extra shot before they inevitably die as well. If you can play that out and get maybe a revive on death right after that, you can even get 52 turns. So who knows? Either way, getting that threshold, getting to there, and seeing what kind of damage you can do. I do want to do an update video. It'll probably be a couple weeks out, just because I'm still working on one of my comps, one of my ideas, in order to do it to increase damage. And if it works, it'll increase damage insurmountably, and it'll give me 2 different options. If it doesn't work, or if I can't figure it out, then I'll just have to hold off until I can, because I think that's the content you want. I do want to show one more thing, sorry. And that's in the championship training tournament. I've heard a lot of people saying, oh my god, this leader must have spent millions of dollars, thousands of dollars to get here. Now, I will say that Hassa, which actually shocks me that he's in second, because there was a lot of talk about him in one of his clanmates' Twitch streams. One of his clanmates is a Twitch streamer and talked a lot about him. And just the fact that the amount that he had hoarded in order to get to this position really hasn't cost him a lot. Now, it's also pretty well known, and I don't think I'm letting letting the secret out, to say that Gods and Legends were probably one of the clans that was clan hopping. It was not disallowed. It wasn't frowned upon. There was no official thing to say they couldn't, and they all had teams that were able to 1-key clan bosses. So why wouldn't they? I applaud them. I wish I would have done that, but it just wasn't in the cards for me, so I didn't get it. Now, the reason I mention that is the cost of a key is about 100 gems, past the 4 you can get a day typically. And then you can buy those Conqueror packs, which come with 2 keys. So you had an ability to do 10, 15 clan bosses a day. Think of the number of pulls and champions and sacred shards and ancient shards and void shards that you'd have at your disposal to make this work. So a lot of people, I think this is an inflated number based on the resources that the players had. And I mentioned this one because I know Gods and Legends has a streamer who's very active and was talking a little bit about what was going on there. So, but I'm thinking a lot of these players is under the same guise, is they probably had thousands of potions. They probably had thousands of chickens. They probably had thousands of, thousands of pulls available, shard pulls through the 3 different types. So they have a never-ending stream of going on, and a lot of it was from clan hopping. It was also from spending. I bet you each one of these players on the top spend a lot, but I don't think it's quite as much as it was in some of those other events where you weren't able to use the champion chase mechanic, right? You weren't able to do it quite the same as you can with this. So, I mean, yes, it does beg to question, why would you have this kind of tournament and allow this to happen? But honestly, I like it. I think a lot of people focus too much on the whys of the matter, and they say, oh, well, you got to spend so much money. What if they have the money? They can. And if they were clan hopping, well, during the time that it was still a completely legal function within the game, and certainly wasn't stopped, and certainly had to be known about, because you'd have to be blind not to know what was happening. So that was happening. They took advantage of it, and these guys in the top 30 are going to pay dividends anyway. I'm not going to be that guy regardless. I'm not going to spend that kind of money. So it doesn't matter to me how they retrieve the thing, but just so you have an idea of how could someone possibly have 141, 142,000 points on this already. That's how. They have lots of shards. They have lots of brews. They have an endless supply of rotating through champions. They just feed and eat and just repeat the cycle all day. Well, maybe while I was watching some Netflix and did it. I was getting caught up on some work and did it at the same time. And if I had that kind of resources, I'd do it too. So there, hopefully that gives you a little insight into this. Now, I wouldn't say that all of them. I think a lot of them that are straight energy based, like dungeon diving type events, like whether it's Ice Golem or Dragon or those sort of things. I don't think you can quite play the same world, but this particular case where brews and shards play an equal factor as well as energy into this, that's how that's how most of them are doing it. And obviously the deep pocket books for a lot of them is helpful too. That's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe and get notifications if you want notifications for my content, as I put it out 3 times a week. I try to do it. If I have something, I'll do it more often. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the music. Music is courtesy of a wonderful YouTube channel called No Copyright Sounds. There'll be a link in the description down below. They have hundreds of copyright free, streaming friendly videos for you, or sorry, audio for you to play. Most of it's EDM style, but it's all pretty easy listening stuff to put in behind. I hope you did that, and most importantly, hey, make sure you go visit StewGaming, give him a subscribe, get us those rewards. But more than that, and more importantly than that, let's make this idea successful. Let's make this version successful of how they want to promote the game. Don't just subscribe. Watch his content. He has tons of amazing content for different champions. He has early, mid, late game, end game content. Don't just subscribe to Stew. Watch his content because it is well worth it. He's got videos every day. You'll enjoy them. Watch them. Watch mine. Watch everybody's. Support the community. And hey, keep your stick on the ice.